Well, let's cross to Jerusalem, where our correspondent Noga Tarnopolsky is standing by for us. Good evening to you, Noga. First, what's the latest you can tell us from where you are?
Good evening, Jenny. The latest here is that Prime Minister Netanyahu finally made a statement some 17 hours after the ceasefire went into effect, leaving many Israelis confused about what the future may bring here and whether Israel has achieved any of its war aims. Prime Minister Netanyahu had promised a statement to the press. In the end, he delivered a pre-taped video statement with no public or press present. And he basically said, we won. He did not address the fact that Israel has not achieved any of its stated war goals, which included regime change in Iran, the destruction of Iran's ability to launch and to produce ballistic missiles. We saw today that they still have that capacity. And possibly top of the list, Netanyahu and his government had promised Israelis that they would eliminate the nuclear threat from Iran. He seemed to poo-poo that in his statement this evening. He said that eventually, either by renewed war or through an agreement, the 400 and some kilograms of enriched uranium in Iranian possession will be gone. He really stressed that he said Israel is stronger than ever, Iran is weaker than ever. A lot of slogans, little substance, and Israel remains, the citizens of Israel, in quite a bit of confusion, especially regarding the north and whether Israel will have a pathway towards eliminating the threat from Hezbollah. Of course, if Iran follows through and walks away from this ceasefire because of Israel's continued military operations in Lebanon, that could completely change the equation.
So Trump earlier tonight said that he will continue to discuss with Benjamin Netanyahu on the subject of Lebanon. What can we expect to come out of these talks, at least in the next 2 weeks?
You know, right now, at this particular moment this evening, that is the major question from the Israeli point of view. Netanyahu and Trump appeared to have come to an arrangement between them that Lebanon would be exempted from this 2-week ceasefire deal. But neither Pakistan, that is acting as a mediator, nor Iran appears to be on board. In fact, explicitly, they're not on board. And the number one condition for this temporary ceasefire to come into place for the United States is that the Strait of Hormuz remains open or reopens as it was before the war. Iran has already closed that, is not allowing international shipping through, and is threatening to unilaterally resume fighting if Israel continues to strike in Lebanon. So we are in the first day of a ceasefire. I do have to say, there's the feeling that this ceasefire is real and will remain in effect. But if you listen to Iran, the ceasefire barely exists. The other point is that the United States and Iran were supposed to meet in Islamabad with very top-level representatives on Friday. That's just 36 hours from now, in order to discuss implementing the ceasefire and finding an accord that could take it into the long term. Iran says that if Israel continues its Lebanon operations, it will not show up to those talks. So I think we're in about a tremulous period of 24 to 36 hours, and we have to see how it develops.
Indeed, we'll just have to wait and see what comes out of those talks in Islamabad on Saturday. Noga, thank you very much indeed for now.